god, like you're making it so much more complicated than what it should be. Like I don't want to do it. I don't, Charlie and Lola, I don't. I just want to sit here and sing my heart out and then release it to the public. Yeah, buddy. I think this is great. I think this is going to be it. I want to be comfortable moving around. I want to be able to move around, you know? Do my own thug thizzle. Hey there, it's your girl Ken, and I'm tuning in with a podcast video. Hey there, it's your girl Ken, and I'm tuning in with a podcast video. I feel like it's gonna be cool. I feel like it's gonna work. I'm looking at myself. This is kind of hard. Nerve-wracking. Why are we clicking like that? Stop it. I'm gonna turn this down. Hold on. Stop it. Stop. Like, no, seriously though. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask my. Ah! Okay. Stop. Okay, we're gonna try this again. This is so much technical stuff before you even start. Whoa. It looks little, like it looks like a little line across the recording screen. I'm like, am I speaking loud enough? Okay. Do I even need that, or do I just want this for the aesthetics? Because I really don't even need that. I just want it for the aesthetics. I don't know. I'm gonna use it. Just look at the microphone. Hey you guys, it's your girl Ken, and I'm tuning in with a new podcast video. Now, this is gonna sound a little bit more radio-y fashion than like a crisp, precise podcast that you guys see on like the interwebs right now on the internet. I feel like it's gonna work because I'm gonna insert not my original intro, or I might do both my original intro and the one I made when I was like 16, 17. When I first did like my first YouTube video, I think I posted it. I don't think I even ever posted it. I need to post that. Basically, I sung Georgia on My Mind. I sung that, and that just was like, oh my God. I saw this and I was like, I'm gonna do YouTube. I'm gonna be that girl. But essentially, I just want this to be such a cool vibe. This is not like a professional setup at all. This is literally just my space. This is my space, what I do art in. And I feel like it's a really nice, cool background. I didn't try too hard on it. I just came, looking cute, girl, cute, and just did my thug thizzle. So today I actually wanted to talk about myself. Why not? So I'm gonna ask myself basically this one interview question that I just want to expand on. Nothing too crazy. More so of, so far out of my albums, what is my favorite one? So Kenya, out of all of your albums, what would you say is your greatest album or your favorite album? Whew, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. I would definitely say, as of now, the one album that I can just go back to and it has me completely entranced and enthralled is my first ever album. It's called Pure Feeling. There go my tattoo. It says Pure Feeling. I can't turn my arm that much. But it says Pure Feeling, and it's the first songs that I made back in, I think it was like around 2018, 19. Um, 2018. 2018 was definitely, I think all those songs were created and made. OMG. It has so many songs, and those songs actually live on SoundCloud. SoundCloud, not really any other places. They have my one of my most popular songs listened to date, and it is Sandbox. And that one was about it's just such goodness, just the change. I remember listening to it. Okay, crazy story. I'm about to just divert real quick. I remember the start of the album. I was at my mom's house and I was so sad. I was at probably one of like the lowest points of my life where it continued to like overlap into like low times, low times, low times, low times. And that was one of my low times. And I remember walking out, going for a walk in, I would walk and smoke, just for like peace and like, you know, clearing my mind. And I remember going to my voice recordings and was like, okay, what's this? And I listened back. And they're all freestyles. And I would record anywhere. I would record in the closet. I would record in the bathroom. I would record in my room whenever people were out the house for work. And I had to work. I usually worked overnight, and they worked during like the daytime. So I recorded then, and I remember I was like, this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. And I remember crying. I was like, this is so good. And it's something that I really wanted to share with my mom in particular, but I was like, I can't share this with her. She gonna hear this and just be so heartbroken about like how I feel. And that's, even though it's the way I felt, I was like, she gonna be heartbroken. It's gonna be over. It's gonna be over. So I just decided to keep it to myself, continue to make music and grow and heal from that. And from that, I just realized that this was for me. And every time I go back to listen to that album, it's crazy, because I was literally making it alongside of my crazy life that I was living. At that time, I didn't even want to be home because I was working a lot, and I had just come back from Florida. I had just come back from Florida, and I was now at my house, and I was very unhappy. So there's so much, and there's this song that I made like 4 or 5 songs in one night off that album. I know it was Take It to the Chin, Dishonest, I made that night. Take It to the Chin, Dishonest. I haven't heard it in a second because it's so much. It's literally so heavy. It's so heavy. There's a song on there called Away. Like, there was so much happening in my life at that time. Like, I had been kicked out of Florida. I came back to my home. I was unhappy, working overnight and morning shifts and evening shifts at a Sonic. There was an overnight Subway. I'm sorry. An overnight Subway. OMG. It was craziness. Was in a relationship that I started long distance, but it became in person, and we were just not on the same pages. I smoked every single day at all times a day, and I wasn't living at my house. I was with another dude after the dude that I was with broke my heart. And that was fun, but it was kind of crazy because we were in very different places. And at that time, I had switched to work at Jack in the Box. So it was a lot, okay? And I had a lot to share. I had a lot on my heart and my mind. And I think at that time, I did mostly freestyle songs. And I would dabble between songs and poetry, but at that point, I believe, if I'm not wrong, I did mostly songs, and I loved it. I loved it. It was a great release. It was around Christmas time, so you have the 'tis the season, and you get like that when it gets cold and you get like really, really sad. I feel like it's a very comforting to like the darkness. I feel like if you're feeling a very dark feeling in your heart and you just want something to comfort your darkness, like you're okay in your darkness, you just need a little bit of rubbing on the back. Like, I know I need to sit through this. I know this is my truth, but I need something that's gonna just say the words for me that I feel, because I'm not gonna say them and I shouldn't say them, but it's kind of comforting that somebody else has the words to say on my behalf, so I can just wallow in the truth. And there is some like dark places, but there are like some light places in the darkness, and I feel like that album is probably my favorite because I tried the least, but it hit the most to this day. Years out, still one of the best works that I've ever made. From Sandbox to 'Tis the Season to Suppress. Oh my gosh. Reflect. Like all of those, complete freestyles, complete truths, complete truths about what I was feeling just at the time. Even the artwork. Oh wait, I think the album was called Pure Feeling, but I named it Define. It's like a blue cover. And each song had like their own art depiction whenever I posted it on SoundCloud. And the reason why I don't post on SoundCloud anymore really is because of the fact that I have limited space. You have to pay for that. And I feel like it's honestly worth it after a certain amount of time you're doing music, and I'm using people's beats off of YouTube and I'm not paying for them. So, and I still want my music to be like out there. Now I'm working more with like, digitals and stuff and doing like little videos and things. But I've been wanting to go back to put my work on SoundCloud because I'm able to have just a whole album play through, because I don't think ads play between my music, if I'm not mistaken. And I just like the setup of SoundCloud. And a lot of people have like originated away from that and more on like Spotify and Apple Music. But the more I grow, I'm just like, that was the best thing for me. And I feel like it is one of the best platforms to me right now, because I've been wanting albums, and Apple Music is so complicated. They want you to have a verified artist profile, and it's just feel like it's just so much. And I don't want to try that hard. Like, you're making it so much more complicated than what it should be. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't, Charlie and Lola, I don't. I just want to sit here and sing my heart out and then release it to the public. I also like it because you can see in real time your views as well. But that album has to be my absolute favorite. I bared my soul. I wasn't afraid of the pain. I wasn't afraid of the heartbreak, because that's all I had to sit in. That's the only chair I had to sit in, okay? Was the pain, was the heartbreak, I'm going through some stuff so much, and I just have to word vomit it somewhere. I'm sorry if that sound was a trigger to you. I have to get it out. And my sound was so different. OMG, it's still evolving and going different places, and I do dabble back into them sounds, but I was just sitting there with either, to be honest, I was sitting there with one phone here, one phone on the other hand, one phone playing music, the other phone I'm using to record me and the music playing from the other phone, or I had me singing and then I had my speaker, and I played it like that. Like, wasn't no recording into BandLab, wasn't no putting it in a platform. It was just, I'm just singing out into my space. Hopefully it has some octaves. If it don't, so be it. If it's the closet walls, I just need it to be quiet, and that's it. And it worked. And I think that it was my most authentic and it was able to be shared the way it was because I had to be unapologetically myself. I had to be unapologetically homeless, unapologetically a Black girl going through something. I had to. It was my life. I was sitting in it day in and day out. Now I'm struggling between identities because it's like I'm trying to let that go, but at the same time I'm trying to be who I'm becoming now. And so I'm just kind of like, you know, because I don't want to let her go because I feel like she's so crazy talented, you know. And I'm the same girl. I was like, I'm in awe. I be in awe. And I was like, she had less than me. She had less confidence than me, but she had more courage than me. And just comparing myself to myself, which is not the best thing to do. Even the Bible said it's not wise to think, oh, why was the times behind the best days? Like, it's not wise to think that. Life happens, growth happens, things change, and leave that there and leave this here. But I feel like to date, hands down, my Define album is my favorite album. I do have lots and lots of singles that I just released into this world, and I loved. And there's not to say that my new music has nothing to, has my new music is beautiful, and I feel like it's hard because I've been trying, like, in the midst of a transition, trying to evolve. You see all of the, oh, this wasn't that good, that didn't sound the best, I wish I wouldn't have done that, or now I would have. And I try to leave that all to, I try not to even do that, because it's like, you can't control everything. You really cannot. You have to just let it be and release it to the world. But I think now, and I'm just like, I can hear I can see and hear the evolution of it all. And I feel like it's just so freaking cool. The evolution, the difference between just having my things completely simple and 2 phones, than just having it sung into a microphone or my earphones and having it all as like a recording type of ordeal. And the reason why I even did that was because people were like, oh, it sounds so good, but I wish it was done professionally. And I'm just like, it is. I'm a professional. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm a professional. I knew exactly what they were talking about, but I know a lot of times it's either a hit or a miss. It's very hard when you're just recording right on top of a beat. It's hard. It's hard to make that sound like it was intertwined and meant to be. Not often can that happen, but I try anyway. Sometimes my vocals feel like it's riding on top. Sometimes I feel like it's hidden and buried. But when I find that good medium, I'm just like, oh, I did it. Oh, yeah. They mad. I did it. So what? I'm that girl, you know? I don't think I've like ever said this that loud, but I am very proud of my complete evolution. Like, I would have never thought, and the fact that I'm here now, completely dedicating my life to be a creative, is beautifully crazy. I feel like it's stunning, and it's always bittersweet because especially in the beginning stages, which can take years, trust me, because people aren't willing to sit there and support you in a way that you feel like you deserve. But that is absolutely okay. It's hard because it's like, why? This makes me happy. This makes me happy, and I'm committing to it, you know, and it's not harming anybody, and I'm not harming myself in any capacity. Like, being a creative, you're not harming yourself. You're healing yourself at every moment and chance that you get. And I use everything. I use editing editing videos, I use recording the videos, I use making the music videos, I making the music to the videos, I use finding the beats, I use social media as inspiration. I even listen to other artists just so that I can get more knowledge on a different sound. Like, say for instance, something that I did to help evolve my style is, say if let's just say for the fact that I came across Boogie for the first time. Great artist. Say if I heard like Sunroof. Then up the sunroof. Look at how your strings fly. I love you, love the west side. And I'm like, okay, I'm liking the elements of that, and yeah. And I'm picking up different kind of elements. I'm noticing it's a guitar beat, okay. Guitar, it has a little bit of scat, and it has this really cool, smooth vibe. And I'm like, okay, I'm liking his sound. I listen to some of his music, and then I go to YouTube, and I search up a boogie type beat. Or I think it's just boogie, not a boogie. I think it's boogie. There's like artist called a boogie, but I don't think I'm listing the right one. But I look up a boogie type beat, okay, and then I listen and see which one I can really go with, you know, which one sounds like my style, but also playing with his style, you know, because it's always, artists ain't nothing but like, it's like a free creation. I do that, and I did it over and over again. I did that with Sade, with Janae, with Summer Walker, with Mac Miller. It's about time for me to get some help. Can't do this by ourselves. No, not tonight. Oh, I say it'll never be if we don't have the therapy. That was actually to a Mac Miller type beat, right? I was like, what? Mac Miller? So, and certain people I realized have tons of views on their videos, like the Mac Miller types beats, the Biggie Smalls, Tupac type beats, the J. Cole type beats. I get it. I completely get it. Those would be the best beats, but I try to sift out the ones that people really aren't looking for and body those. Because a lot of times artists get like, you know, so popping. Like, I want somebody to be like, where'd you get that beat? Like, where you get that from? Or who made that? Or that sounds different. It's like, yeah, because I looked for different. I'm not sitting here and staying surface level. I'm digging. I'm listening to like 30 seconds. If I ain't feeling it, I'm moving on. Like, I go through like tons of beats before I get to the one that I want to sing to. And after a while, which I like, is after a while, once you get to a place where you found your sound, YouTube will help you by curating your feed to the beats you're looking at already. Okay, the sun was coming out. I wanted to get a little bit of that. Get a little bit of that. That sunny sun. But I really do appreciate that time to like, I feel like that's where the most of my music discovery came from. I was already doing it, but like I found love for it. Actually, no. Actually, before that, in 2018 and 2019, babes, that's what that music was just like, ooh. That's what like the beginning was just taking off, and I really just like was falling into it. I remember when we used to do like smoking sections and like hot box sessions. That's when I was first got out of my house. You know, like it really ain't much to do with just smoke and turn up and just go to the mall or hang out with friends at their house, because baby, I ain't got nowhere to go. I will stay here. What? I don't care. But wasn't much to do, so we really would just smoke and just rap in the car. And that's where I feel like a lot of my practices came, you know, being able to collab easily or just have a whole beat to myself and really just perfect my craft, perfecting my craft, perfecting my craft. And after a while, when there was nobody to do this with, I was like, well, got myself. I got my own intuition. I got my own style anyway. And at that time, I had to learn how to appreciate my time and how to fill out a beat. And how to be the rapper, how to be the vocalist, how to be the freestyler, how to build something on the fly, you know, because that's what basically hotbox sessions was. Like, I was already a deep thinker anyway, but I feel like with smoking, I became a complete deep thinker. And I feel like, I don't know if I want to delve back into that. I stopped smoking altogether, if y'all didn't know. I stopped smoking altogether. I have a lot of anxiety around it now because I got kicked out the second time because I was smoking, and I was like, well, that's done it, didn't it? Done it. That done it. But it became an ultimatum in my relationship. Like, if you keep smoking, I'll leave you. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. It had become such a huge thing in my life where it was causing so many problems. And I wanted to stop anyway because I was so reliant on it. But I feel like that aided me in my thinking process. It helped me, I'll say, spiral into something beautiful. I put that into my poetry book. But it did. It helped me, like, think critically and deeply, but in a way that I wanted to put it in music, because I had already been, like, such a musical person. But whenever I would, you know, smoke or anything and I would listen to music, it was such a different experience. It was deeper. It meant so much more, like, to my core, it meant so much more. So I was like, oh, like, I would just listen and just be like, oh my God. And I just wanted just to sing my heart out so easily, so willingly. And that's how, like, it started all. And I still had so much to share, because even after the hotbox session stopped and so much had happened, I still wanted to sing. I still was going through stuff. I still had stuff to say to myself, to the world, to my phone. Like, baby, like, I'm 18. I'm 18, and I just, ooh. And you can see, like, if you go back to SoundCloud, and I always tell people to type in Ken Sandbox. It should pop up at this point, since it was the song I recommended to everybody. I told them to type in Ken Sandbox and the pink flower emoji, and it will definitely pop up. I'll put emojis beside my songs as well, so you can always find it, you know. So Ken Sandbox pink flower. Ken define pink flower, you know, and it would all have the same emojis. So you can find it easier, you know, because there's a saturation of music, and I knew that I was a little fish in such a big old ocean. Not even a pond, an ocean of music. Music is like an ocean. There's so many people out here swimming. You gotta stand out. So yeah, hands down, Define, my Pure Feeling album, my first album, Pure Feeling, was my favorite, because it was my youngest, rawest feelings of myself. And maybe when I'm a little bit older, my other albums would be my favorite, because I would have lived a little and then looked back and was like, oh my God. And I already pull at my heartstrings a lot of my songs I write, and my writing is just getting better and better, you know, if I go through something. But hands down, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. I promise. I promise. And everybody that I want to listen to it hasn't even listened to it yet. And I know that will come with time. Maybe I need to have the fame and the fortune for them to actually sit down and listen and give a fuck. But until then, I'm okay knowing. I'm okay being the only one. And I'm very proud of myself. So if you haven't heard that album, you should. It's worth it. It's worth it. In a dark place or not, honestly. If you want to just know more about me, the beginning of my story is there. It's there. Okay? So, yeah. It's not that I know. I love kids. I like the children. It's just they laugh at the wrong time sometimes, but God bless all the children. God bless all the children. I'm so happy. Oh my God, I did it. I did it. My first recorded podcast video. Sitting here with you guys. I hope that you had an amazing time sitting here with me, just talking to you guys about what I love most, and that is my creative passions. From music, to art, to writing, to digitally creating. I love it. To makeup, fashion, beauty, nails, did my own nails. Like, I am a artistic machine. That's all I know how to do. That's all I want to do. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a blessed one. SoundCloud, I'm there. Spotify, Apple Music, I'm there. Kenya Brown Heat album. YouTube, I'm there under Pure Feeling by Kenya Brown. Instagram, I'm there at brwnskinluxury. I'm coming out with a website. Twitter, I am there at Kenya_XO, and then I'm there on Snapchat at love_KenyaB. So many names floating around. The puzzle pieces are scattered, but they're gonna come together. I'm struggling with identity. I am struggling with identity. But it's gonna be A-okay, okay? Just bear with me and just support me. A lot of transition is going on, but we're getting there. Thank you so much. It's your girl Ken, and I'm tuning